God, I can't wait for winter to fucking end. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? It is what it is. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode Lucas C. Allen 1018 on YouTube and all audio platforms. Lucas C. Allen Show, which your LimitsCenter podcast. Your Wednesday, I'll keep doing that, man. Your Wednesday, February 4th, 2026 day. For anything, follow me on social media: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook of Lucas C. Allen 1018. I also say XRs on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Watching today's podcast on YouTube, hit the like button on today's podcast. Hit the subscribe button if you've done so already. Turn the bell for post notifications, miss an upload on this channel. And always leave a comment, leave my episode for your Wednesday, January 12th. Keep doing it again. Your Wednesday, February 4th of 2026. Watch on Spotify. Also leave me a comment as well on that platform as well. And also a 5-star rating. Be very nice as well. You know, it's not cold though. I can't wait for fucking winter to end, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Right now it's 22 degrees. Well, this weekend it's going to go a high of 7 with the wind chill of negative feel like 25 degrees. And Sunday is going to be a Super Bowl Sunday. It'll be a high of fucking 9 degrees. Oh, I cannot wait till winter to fucking end. Am I right, people? Ice cold is just fucking winter, man. To say the least. You know, it's not ice cold. The main event 7 for Monday Night Raw this week. Oh my goodness, man. I might be wrong about Roman Reigns and CM Punk, man. Man, was that fucking epic on Monday night. I had a very, dull show for the most part. I enjoyed Dominic Mysterio segment, too, to a point. I mean, a Gunther segment. Very promo-heavy Raw, I would feel, honestly. Let's go. So speaking of Raw, your WWE, you're going to discuss today's notes here and obviously in the podcast. You're starting your Monday Night Raw, January, I keep doing that fucking again, man. Your Monday Night Raw, February 2nd, 2026 review. We're going to be discussing that as well. My notes here, got a lot of notes on that, honestly, to say at least 3 pages of it to be exact. Also some backstage news and AJ Styles WWE retirement. Be discussing that. Also some Brie Bella may return after the Royal Rumble on Raw this week too with the Bella twins. Brie Bella says her WWE Royal Rumble 2026 return was a last-minute decision. Kind of shocking there, honestly. We'll discuss that. Also, her twin sister, Nikki Bella, more of a fan of for me, honestly, says the WWE Women's Division is better than the Men's Division. She can be freaking ripped apart by the men people online, man. As if that woman's not hated enough in professional wrestling. Nikki Bella, to say the least. We're discussing that. Honestly, though, she's kind of right if you think about it, though, ladies and gentlemen. Despite both booking and giving trash between the women's and men's divisions. But still, let's discuss that. So, finish off with Tony Khan expects to see Britt Baker back in AEW. Which, by the way, I'm recording this podcast 24 minutes before Dynamite. So, I hope Britt does not return tonight. Could be kind of age spoiled milk onto this podcast, obviously, for today. Well, really and final down the series. Well, as always, thank you for watching. We can see Allen Productions, maybe as always. We can see Allen 1018 on YouTube, say at least. Honestly, it's your LimitsCenter podcast, your Wednesday. Wednesday, just February 4th of 2026 on today's podcast, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, my smooth set, I basically got my headphones and stuff like that. I am not using it, you can probably tell, obviously. But starting with, you guess, your Monday Night Raw, January, I did it fucking for the 5th fucking time this podcast. Your Monday Night Raw, February 2nd, 2026 review. Start off with that. 2 days after being attacked and eliminated in the Royal Rumble by a match by a Britt Baker, stalked to the ring, to ringside area and threatened to anyone in his path, leading to the division attempting to calm Baker down. Amid the band's issue to Raw general manager Adam Pearce, Paul Heyman blamed Pearce too, which caused Baker to call out the general manager again. Pearce told Baker that he would allow him to keep his job despite a piss-poor performance in the Royal Rumble. An LA Knight sneak attacked Logan Paul and Austin Theory with a steel chair. A dismayed Baker asked Heyman, "What are we doing?" in disbelief as the segment closed. A big fat C. This is not what you do after Braun Breaker gets eliminated in record time. Reagan was attacked by some mystery guy at the Rumble, probably Seth Rollins. But still. Not the way to start your Monday Night Raw show. Short and fucking boring, in my opinion, man. This was honestly forgettable. On a show as promo heavy, this was not the better ones whatsoever. Gotta be quite honest, I always try to be ladies and gentlemen. This is fucking completely admitted, in my opinion. Moving on to Javon Evans. He defeats El Grande Americano. Another big fat C. Oh my god, man. It's great to see Javon Evans get a win. It's great to see potentially. I thought this was a Chad Gable version of El Grande Americano, but still. I cannot fucking care. And I like Javon Evans. It's great to see him healthy, obviously, and finally get his win over El Grande Americano. Anyone who fucking cares about El Grande Americano, ladies and gentlemen, because I know I fucking don't. Who the flying fuck cares about the Los Americanos, El Grande Americano, bitch-ass Americano, you name it, man. You name it, I'm tired of it. That's just a big fat C, man. Who fucking cares? Start with 2 mid-shit on this episode of Raw. Who sees gets better from here, though? AJ Styles, his theme music played, and Gunther entered the arena, mocking the Styles after he retired Saturday night's main event, Royal Rumble on Saturday night in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The fans rained down him with curious of boos, drowned down his initial attempts at the promo. Gunther basked in his disdain of the WWE Universe. When he finally started speaking, Dragon Lee rushed to the ring and took the fight to the former world champion, obviously because Dragon Lee was a partner of AJ Styles, so actually world tag team champions at one time, also known as AJ Lee. You get the point, obviously. A well-timed cheap shot turned the tide as a heel, as Gunther's favor allowed him to put Lee into sleeper twice. This was freaking great, honestly. I enjoyed this quite a bit. Gave us a B+. One of the better stuff on Gunther, honestly. I like the match at Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. Did I think it was right to retire AJ Styles in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia? Absolutely not, obviously. But still, this beatdown courtesy of Gunther to Dragon Lee was kind of great. And it fit the story of Dragon Lee trying to get his revenge for his former tag team partner in AJ Styles. See, I like that type of storytelling to a point. Granted, can we care about Gunther and Dragon Lee feud? Not really. But at least makes sense, honestly, to me. And plus, I'd like to see a Gunther and Dragon Lee match. It'd be a fucking banger, if you ask me. So give us a B+, man. I'm really enjoyable this segment, this for sure. Oh my god, back to more awful mid-shit, though. Oba Femi make his Monday Night Raw debut by destroying the War Raiders, not a match-wise, as they came out for a tag team match. But Oba Femi destroys the War Raiders. A big fat C. Very fucking long one there, obviously. This was freaking... What are we doing with the fucking War Raiders? Getting literally embarrassed by fucking Oba Femi. What are we fucking doing, man? As if we thought so well at the War Raiders when Triple H took over creative, that the War Raiders would at least back to the NXT Black and Gold era War Raiders. You got the name War Raiders back, and they're still being booked like the fucking Viking experience, it feels like, with them. What are we fucking doing, Hunter? You have a good tag team division, you book your people right, and have one set of titles, obviously, but beggars can't be choosers, so fucking get on the face of that one. But my goodness, man, what a way to fucking treat one of your tag teams there, Hunter. By feeding him the fucking Oba Femi. Oba Femi is great, don't get me wrong, I love Oba Femi. But do we have to have him make his Raw debut by squashing the fucking War Raiders? Do we have to see that, Hunter? The answer is absolutely fuck no. So I guess a big fat C, people. So I guess a big fat C. No, it's the Bella twins. They make their claim for the women's tag team championships, saying they are back and ready to target the gold as the original tag team in the women's division. This gets a C+. Honestly, people absolutely ripped apart this segment with some, this could have been an email, which it could have been, honestly, if you think about it. It was short. But I love seeing Nikki Bella, honestly. So, basically, was this segment kind of pointless? Episode freaking Lily Beverly was pointless. At least Brie Bella came into another big time pop. I was shocked by that, man. She's kind of more over than Nikki, it feels like. It feels kind of nonsense. I'm not saying I'm a bigger Brie fan compared to Nikki. I'm a better Nikki fan compared to Brie, honestly, but still. Brie was not that bad in the Rumble, though. I gotta give her credit where credit's due with that one. So I really care for this segment, not so much. I gave it a C+ only because I love Nikki Bella and the aura she possesses is a little better. Looking women and women's wrestling, I've enjoyed Nikki Bella. I mean, so I got news on her and Brie Bella in today's podcast, honestly, too. Did I care for the segment? Absolutely not. I gave it a C+. I feel like I'm giving out way too many C's on this podcast, obviously. What do you want me to say? There's more C's to come, by the way. There's one more, I believe, on this Raw review, obviously. As here it is right here. Penta defeats Bronson Reed Division. Another big fat C. Who asked for this? This is the Shiso. Oh my god, the C-Show. Excuse me, ma'am. I want too much coffee, honestly. What is this? The fucking C-Show? How many C's going on left and right? I was debating putting the Bella Twins segment in Big Fat C. I decided to go to C+ because I felt like to, honestly. What do you want me to say? I'm a big fan of Nikki. What do you want me to say? But this match was fucking pointless. Penta and Bronson Reed. What the fuck asked for this, people? Who asked for this? Did you over the left and right to me in my direction twin here? To look like me in this blue shirt right now I'm wearing? Do you fucking care? The answer is they gave us fuck no and fuck no, obviously. Shall I move on? The WWE Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio, especially luckily the show gets better from here from the last three stuff. Dominic Mysterio, reigning defending WWE Men's Intercontinental Champion, returned for the first time since suffering an injury in December. Introduced the winner of the 2026 Royal Rumble, Liv Morgan. My goodness, man. Just like a Nikki Bella fan, I'm a proud Liv Morgan fan, bro. She is lovely. So is Nikki Bella, the woman in jeans, and also Liv Morgan, the aura that Liv Morgan possesses. What a fucking talent is Liv Morgan, bro. What a talent. Morgan admitted she is not sure who should challenge at WrestleMania 42. Yeah, bullshit. I gotta call bullshit on that one, Liv. You ain't challenging Jade Cargill. You want to stand at least a chance to be the champion, you might as well go after Stephanie. Just saying. There's at least some size difference, at least. Nothing beggars can't be choosers, obviously. Morgan admitted she is not sure. Despite obviously WrestleMania 42. But she is going to SmackDown on Friday night to scope out her options. From there, she claimed WWE will be crowned a new Women's World Champion tonight. Or Monday night, obviously. As introduced Raquel Rodriguez. Rodriguez called out Morgan for eliminating her in the Rumble and told her to stay in the back for a match tonight, or last on Monday night, say at least. So there are no questions about who is the real women's champion is. I enjoy this segment, kind of. Again, a lot more storytelling, but tension between Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan in Judgment Day. I like this segment, kind of. Great to see Dominic Mysterio back too. I actually love this segment. Not a bad segment whatsoever, in my honest opinion, man. But you're not giving us an A-. Like I said, promos on this show are pretty good for the most part, minus the opening segment, but still. Maybe in the Bella Twins segment, but still. I enjoyed a promo-heavy SmackDown, Raw, excuse me. Very good promo show, if you ask me. In this case, an A-. A very fun promo, if you ask me, from all three people, obviously, Liv, Raquel, and even Dominic Mysterio as well. Great to see Dom back as well, obviously. Great to see him back. Seems closer and closer to WrestleMania season, to say at least. And this gets an A-. Moving on to Stephanie Vecchia, the reigning defending WWE Women's World Champion, defeats Raquel Rodriguez to retain the said WWE Women's World Championship in a Philadelphia street fight. You know me, people, I don't like being called this a street fight. When it's not really a street fight, you're not fighting the fucking streets, people. To me, a street fight is like you're fighting like on Miracle Boulevard, where the fuck you want to call it, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. To me, if you call this a street fight, you're fighting the fucking street. You don't make this a no disqualification, no holds bar match unless you need to say that honestly it's a standard match. Say it's no disqualification, no countouts, and no bull holds bar. Whatever you want to fucking name it. Not a street fight. Because you're not fighting in the street. I ain't fighting like in downtown Philadelphia. They're just not. So what's the point of calling this a street fight, people? Just a little bit of harp I gotta share about that. Match wasn't bad. I gave it as a B-. A very good match, if you ask me. Solid for what it was. I kind of want a small dose of me wanting Raquel. And by the way, Stephanie Vaquero got Death Rebel again. Oh, Death Rebel, can you please fucking leave, honestly? Nobody wants you here. You don't go here and clapping like Bianca Belair would, honestly. Miss her dearly as well, by the way. Who the fucking needed that shit? A Death Rebel. The fucking Stephanie Vaquero got Death Rebelled. Give this woman some freaking better theme music for your women's world champion. Got Death Rebelled on Monday Night Raw. How the fuck does that make you look as a Stephanie Vaquero fan, man? That doesn't matter. Let's not even Stephanie Vaquero fan myself. I absolutely fucking hate it. How your own women's champion got Death Rebelled. What, you don't think the world for like you think of Rhea Ripley or Io Sky? I mean, I love those two, but still, Triple H. And blaming you, obviously. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Match was not that bad. I'll give it a B-. I hate the fact that Stephanie Vaquero got Death Rebel. I liked her theme song, honestly, when she came in. You know, Death Rebel, if you ask me, people, it's fucking nauseating. You don't know about that. It's your main event segment here. Oh boy, man, this freaking amazing shit here. Roman Reigns, the winner of the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble match, hit the ring to address his Royal Rumble victory and got a bit of nostalgia along the way. He recalled that he won his first WWE Championship in the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, obviously. He lost the last one in the same place, obviously, with Cody Rhodes at Undisputed WWE Championship WrestleMania 40 and Lincoln Financial Field. As I said, then when he won the Royal Rumble twice there, his first Rumble there, obviously, in 2015, obviously, when The Rock came in, that bullshit stuff, so we get the point. The fans did not sound nearly as complimentary to him as they did on this night. From there, he turned his attention to WrestleMania and the champion he should challenge at the event, with CM Punk, the reigning defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion, being the crowd's choice. World Heavyweight Champion joined Reigns in the ring, CM Punk obviously, earning a bit of big pop. Punk immediately addressed Finn Balor's earlier words via taped promo. Reigns took exception and the World Champion claimed that the Tribal Chief was visiting. The two stars took shots at each other, it's good people, increasing a personal edge. Punk reminded Reigns that he once ruled over WWE for champion for 434 days. With Paul Heyman by his side. Just because you did it longer doesn't mean you did it better, he said. Cheap shot, man. Already there, man. Here's just gets better from here, though. Reigns fired up, claimed he let Punk back into WWE when Triple H came to him 2 years ago, and still holds an anger and frustration he felt when the World Champion made his life a living hell a decade ago. During a podcast appearance at Colt Cabana. He didn't mention, I don't think he mentioned Colt Cabana by name. But if you know about the context about that, CM Punk never wanted, he was supposed to be a leader of the Shield. And he never wanted Roman Reigns. I believe what he wanted, Chris Hero maybe? Or Cassius Ohno, whatever the fuck it was. That's the same thing. I don't know, honestly. This 7 was, oh my goodness, man. Just something else, like I said, this damn 7. Something fucking else. Mention basically Colt Cabana, not my name, but say at least, like stuff around. You get the context, right, if you're a avid wrestling fan like I am. Sorry for that botched corner as well, by the way. And moving on from there, his ego bruised. He chose Punk as his WrestleMania 42 opponent because he, unquote, he hates Punk. He did stomped off to close off the segment and the show. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get an A+. This was just fucking insane. I wasn't so sold on an idea about Roman Reigns challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship He still looks like a hypocrite, don't get me wrong. Especially all the stuff he said 2 years ago as the undisputed WWE champion. The stuff he said, it's like what, the B plus players championship or something like that. Like, he took cheap shots and now he's challenging 2 years later for that said championship. It does make him a career hypocrite, don't get me wrong, I understand that, people. I'm not trying to voice something, but this maybe took my eyes off that, honestly, for this segment. This segment was fucking phenomenal. The stuff both men were saying about each other was freaking insane. This was one of the better Monday Night Raw segments we probably get all fucking year, especially the last 2 years of 2025 and 2026. This was freaking phenomenal. One of the better Roman Reigns segments we got since he lost, honestly, at WrestleMania 40. Probably the best one we got since WrestleMania 40 with Roman Reigns. This was fucking phenomenal. And stuff at cheap shots at Cole Cabana, man. Oh my god, and the Shield. Oh my lord, man. You get the context here, staring wrestling fan, obviously like a casual wrestling fan like Lucas. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, there's a call of Google for a minute there, ladies and gentlemen. I just mentioned to you as well. You listened, obviously. This segment was fucking phenomenal, bro. This segment was fucking phenomenal. This made me more sold on the CM Punk and Roman Reigns match when I went for the World Heavyweight Championship. Definitely on Raw this past week. It definitely sold me on it. I'm now interested in this match. Which not that I was not interested in the match to begin with. It just seems like a rehash of last year minus Seth Rollins involved. Like, is that really needed at that point? But then again, this segment came about. And now I am fucking sold on this match, man. Should be fun. Probably the only chance you get the World Heavyweight Championship main event night 2 of WrestleMania, honestly. Probably of all time, honestly. This segment was fucking phenomenal. It's an A+. That's your overall show great for Monday Night Raw, February 2nd, 2026. Hey, finally said February right, man. Your February 6th, 2nd, 2026 review is a B-. Very mid-show, honestly, but fucking phenomenal end if you ask me. Backstage news and AJ Styles' WWE retirement. AJ Styles' legendary WWE career has officially concluded at the 2026 Royal Rumble, where Styles fell to Gunther in a high-stakes match with his career on the line. While WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H has publicly stated that Styles is done with in the ring, Styles sent a conflicting message to fans after the match. Styles teased leaving his gloves in the center of the ring, a traditional sign of retirement, but ultimately put them back on, signaling that he might not be completely finished with the square circle just yet. Fightful Select reports as AJ Styles' retirement was a major point of conversation backstage the January 28th episode of AEW Dynamite. Talent and staff were buzzing with the speculation about what the two-time WWE champion would do next. According to a report, it was very universally expected within WWE, or AEW, that the promotion will attempt to bring Styles in if they are able to. Styles remains close to several wrestlers in AEW, many of whom he shares a deep history from his time in independent circuit and in New Japan, or Japan in general. I can definitely see Styles going to AEW. If his contract is up, I think his contract is up like sometime the end of this month. I don't think, it could be really interesting if he pops up tonight, but it can kind of be ridiculous now because the Dynamite's now kicking off at 8:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So right now, 1 minute into Dynamite, I deeply apologize if you're seeing this without spoiler, obviously. I am yet to see the result, obviously, from Dynamite. Right now, it's 8:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope the guy is not appearing in Dynamite tonight. He'll be kind of freaking just... He's like spoiled mouth, like I said, to say at least. I can definitely see him go to AEW. Do I think he should have like a Royal Ospreay match? Most definitely. A match at MJF, Hangman Page, a lot of guys with Styles to work in that company. So I ain't fine with that to say. Let's keep updating as AJ Styles as he retire from the ring. Or if he goes to All Elite Wrestling. Keep you updated on him going forward if you ask me. Two Bella twins news, honestly, with Brie and Nikki Bella. First, starting with Brie Bella. Says her WWE 2026 Royal Rumble return was a last-minute decision, which is kind of shocking that granted took place in Saudi Arabia. Brie Bella made a return to WWE in Women's Royal Rumble match, entering at number 28, It was her first match since the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble. There you go, obviously. Kind of historic there, if you ask me. That voice crack, go figure. Brie had been vocal about wanting to return into WWE to be with her sister over the last year since Nikki Bella came back to the company in 2025 Women's Royal Rumble match. Like, here you go, back-to-back years. Both Bella twins came out and obviously in Rumble matches. Wasn't Nikki like 2025 with number 30? There you go, man. That was pretty much the case. Speaking to Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallwood on US Sports Like on ESPN, I believe. I think I heard this show, honestly. Not that bad on ESPN. One of the few good shows, if you ask me, for ESPN, honestly. Brie discussed the circumstances surrounding her surprise appearance. She revealed that the deal came her back in the ring together. Very late in the process, added to the excitement of the moment. She says, and I quote, it was incredible. I'll be honest, everything kind of happened last minute. To get back in the ring with Nikki, people were like, are they going to fight each other? What's going to happen? To be able to have a nice embrace with her and hug and let the world know that the Bella twins are aligned, back together. It was really special for me. I definitely will never forget it, she said. Grant, I liked the moment. I'm not like totally a big fan of Brie Bella / Brie mode, honestly. I'll be honest though, she looks freaking phenomenal as her sister Nikki does, obviously, how old is Brie? She was probably the same age as Nikki, like 40, something like that. 42, I think they're 42. That's like they're twin sisters, obviously, so there you go. Probably the same age, obviously, Lucas. Get your head out of your ass. I'm saying. But I don't mind being back together as a duo. As long as Brie stays out of the singles division, it's fine with me. I know Nikki's not doing much of anything in the singles division anyways in the women's division, so it'll probably be better off they have them to the tag teams of Bella Twins again. Especially in a pretty, not that bad women's tag team division in WWE. Ever since AEW introduced the Women's World Tag Team Championships, usually the Women's Tag Team Championship in WWE, we should start getting into better if you ask me. Plus, maybe a Rhea Ripley and Io Sky against the Bella Twins match won't be so bad, honestly. We ain't find out that they may have staked their claim to the women's tag team titles on Raw, obviously, this past week. Staying, we're going to keep the update and not going for if you ask me. One more segment with Brie and Nikki Bella. Now, it's honestly starting right now. Pissed off a lot of male wrestling fans, honestly. Moving on to said that news, obviously, Nikki Bella, this is a major hot take. Well, I actually agree with this hot take, honestly. It's not like a hot take, but still. Nikki Bella has pissed off a lot of male fans, to say the least. Says the WWE women's division is better than the men's division. I gotta be honest, before I get anything, is she fucking lying? We'll discuss it right now, though. See what he has to say. Nikki Bella has high praise for her current state of WWE women's division, going so far as to currently surpasses the men's roster. The WWE Hall of Famer recently made her own return in the ring at the Royal Rumble this past Saturday, or in 2025 entertainment. Discussed the landscape of the company during an appearance on the Impulsive podcast of Logan bitch-ass Paul, obviously. I don't know about that, obviously. He probably said right in his face, honestly, but still. Bella shared her belief that the opportunities that now afforded to the female talent have created the best ever version of the division. Her comments come at a time with the women's roster as arguably at its peak with stars like Rhea Ripley and Io Sky reigning defending women's tag team champions, and Stephanie Vaquer, women defending women's world champion, holding championships and main events major shows. She says, and I quote Nikki Bella, the women's division especially is incredible. Actually, no offense, I think the women's division is better than the men's division overall. I was taking a cheap shot at Logan Paul. Not really, though, if you think about it. Bella said, I think for the women, it's the best ever because of the opportunities given, end quote. Is she lying? Maybe she's lying about the opportunities to a point, because the booking sucks. But the booking sucks for both men and women. But if you look at the talents, ladies and gentlemen, to me, honestly, I don't know about you guys, but I enjoy a lot of the women's wrestling than I do the fucking men's wrestling. Been seeing it's like the last, honestly, 10 years, honestly. Ever since we saw the 4 Horsewomen come in NXT about stuff like that, that's when women's wrestling I'll do men's wrestling, honestly. And then the men's division is getting worse, like when John Cena return, now AJ Styles retires. You have to the Shield return with John Moxley, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns, obviously. I really lose a lot of men's wrestling on this show. Granted, guys like the youth like Britt Baker, Carmelo Hayes could be up there, and Trick Williams, but they're not guys like in the level of Roman Reigns or The Shield. They're just not. I'm not my fans for all three of those guys, obviously. Breaker, Hayes, and obviously Trick Williams. But still, I don't mind these comments. They're much more honestly legit in my opinion. People might probably slam Nikki because it's probably just say fuck Nikki Bella, honestly, in this idiot wrestling community, obviously. It's always fuck her, obviously, do that, but not to me. Her comments, she told no lies in my honest opinion, coming from a male myself, obviously. Her comments are not lying, because I enjoy it. I'm the same way. I enjoy a lot of women today more than I do the fucking men. And not even just in WWE, probably even AEW and beyond. That's just me, though. Probably my cousin, my favorite wrestler is obviously a female, obviously, of all time. Mercedes Moné, obviously. But still, you get the point. But still, I honestly, I enjoy a lot of the women that I do the men. All serious, my favorite wrestler is a female, but you get the point. That's just my opinion. Let me know in the comment section. What do you prefer? The women's wrestling or the men's wrestling as a whole? I prefer women. We want to in the comment section on YouTube to say, at least in Spotify as well. It's finally on for your LimitsCenter podcast for Wednesday, February 4th of 2026. Tony Khan expects to see Britt Baker back in AEW. AEW President Tony Khan addressed the lingering uncertainty surrounding the status of former AEW Women's World Champion Britt Baker. Speculation Britt Baker's future has been rapid since July of 2025, when conflicting reports emerged regarding their stand with the promotion. At the time, there were multiple rumors that Baker was actively seeking to part ways with AEW, a claim that sent shockwaves through the fan base given her status as one of the company's pillars. However, FightfulSelect.com has reported that every source they reached out to denied that Baker was trying to leave. Since then, the situation has remained a topic of intense debate, with Baker largely absent from the AEW television. Speaking on a recent episode of the Battleground podcast, Tony Khan obviously finally weighed in on where things stand with Britt Baker. He was quickly to praise Baker, knowing that her importance to the company and his personal respect for her contributions since the promotion's inception, that was in 2019, since 2018. I really like Britt a lot. He says, unquote, and I think there are so many exciting things that are happening in the women's division, Khan said. He says, unquote, Britt is somebody I really like and respect a lot, and I definitely think as we've evolved with more tag teams and singles wrestling opportunities now across multiple shows, obviously with Dynamite and Collision. Now you have 4 hours of TV with Dynamite and Collision, like I just mentioned. I think there are going to be more and more opportunities, he says, unquote. When asked directly about her potential return, Khan offered a hopeful, albeit vague timeline. He confirmed that he expects to see her back in AEW ring, dispelling the notion that she has wrestled her final match for the company. He says, and I quote, I lost my notes there for a second, I'm seeing a lot of young talent wrestlers, and Britt is still somebody that highly regarded and I respect here in AEW. Khan continued. He finishes off as so I would expect to see Britt back in AEW. I just don't want to say when, end quote. Now, like I said, I'm basically going head to head with Dynamite 12 minutes into the show. I hope her and AJ Styles don't appear, because these segments age like spoiled fucking milk. Imagine both fucking appear, honestly. Maybe fucking even more like spoiled milk. Hopefully not. Knock on wood. I can do it because I'm on my freaking headset finally. Thank you, God, obviously. Honestly, I think Britt will be back in AEW. When that remains to be seen, like Tony Khan said. Just hope it's not tonight. Probably sometime Pittsburgh, obviously Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Obviously, or British, obviously. I think she's from Pittsburgh, honestly. Just hope it's not tonight. I think Pittsburgh tonight. I don't know if they fucking are on tonight. I heard the show's not looking greatest on paper, honestly. Keep up the LimitsCenter podcast tomorrow for hopefully, knock on wood, February 5th of 2026, or Thursday, February 5th of 2026. Thank you all for watching the LimitsCenter podcast, your Wednesday, February 4th of 2026. And look to see Alan 1080 on YouTube and all audio platforms because the Alan Show. With your LimitsCenter podcast, your Wednesday, February 4th of 2026. Always, let me know in the comment section what you think of this podcast, to say at least. And hopefully, knock on wood like I just mentioned, hopefully your LimitsCenter podcast for Thursday, February 5th of 2026. I think I'm doing also your Lucas Young Productions podcast on a sports podcast out tomorrow, being February 5th of 2026 as well. So until next time, I'm sure to be next time. Peace, Lombardi. I am out. Take care. Love you all. Big time to say the absolute least, ladies and gentlemen.